Have you decided what you want to wear yet, lovey?
Don't care.
Well, I've ironed a nice clean shirt for you, and there's a tie of your Uncle Peter's you could wear.
Or your school tie, if you prefer.
Hate ties.
Oh, it's not obligatory.
No, of course it isn't.
I didn't realise you could play games on the phone. What will he think of next, eh?
Mum bought it for me so I could text my mates. Or if I needed to call her at work.
Well, that sounds very sensible.
Oh, there's brass monkeys out there this morning. That time you were getting changed in it, kiddo?
Do I have to wear a tie?
Well, no, but when you go to a funeral, you dress up smart because it's, well, it's like a mark of respect, I suppose.
He just seems to have switched off. Do you think he's going to be all right?
Are you going to be all right?
I don't know. I never thought I'd be burying my own daughter.
So, Mrs. Moseley was discharged from hospital yesterday and she's back on her feet pretty much, so Jackie can go home.
Well, that is good news. I know Jackie were worried about her mum.
These hospitals turf people out far too soon nowadays, so sure she can manage.
Oh, I think so. And she's very much looking forward to seeing Jackie again. You knew this was only ever going to be a short-term arrangement.
She's our first foster child. I suppose that makes her a bit special.
Letting go's never easy, Hayley, but you'll get better with experience, I promise you. I'll call back to pick up Jackie after school, if that's OK.
We'll have her ready.
I'll see you then.
See you. Do you think it will get better with experience?
Well, he's the expert. He should know.
Oh, yes, very fitting.
Oh, stop messing about. With or without scarf?
Internment, outdoor obsequies, definitely with the scarf. You'll be frozen otherwise.
Thank you.
Oh, I tell you what, I'll make you a cup of tea before you go.
Thank you, love.
Well, it feels as if we haven't had a chance to talk to each other in ages.
That's probably because we haven't.
Is there any way we can work this out?
You tell me.
I just wish I hadn't told you about the divorce until it was over.
Oh, that would have improved things, if you'd deceived me as well.
Rita, this isn't about you and I. I mean, it's about my relationship with Isabel. You've nothing to feel guilty about.
Oh, so I should just be grateful that she's in no fit state to counterclaim for adultery. I'm sorry. That was uncalled for.
I probably deserve it.
Look, I've got to go. I'm going to be late for this funeral.
I have an appointment with my solicitor myself.
So, I don't expect either of us are going to have a pleasant morning.
No.
Just round the corner.
Saw it every day. Poor little mite. He doesn't seem to know what's going on.
He was in the car when it all happened, wasn't he?
He were knocked unconscious, which I suppose is a blessing.
It's a terrible trauma for any child. No wonder he's so withdrawn. How's Ken bearing up?
Ken's being Ken.
It's hard to conceive what it must be like losing a child, even when they're grown up.
Right. Cars are here.
Oh. Right, well, I really do appreciate you coming.
Adam,
Thank you.
No trouble
Put your coat on, mate. Here, I'll keep that in my pocket for you, shall I?
All right, then. Come on, then.
You don't have to do this, you know. No one will expect you to be there.
I'm not doing it for anyone else.
Just think about it, Mike.
She's my ex-wife. I've as much of a right to be there as anyone.
Ken Barlow might not agree with you.
Since when do I care what Barlow thinks? He wasn't exactly the doting father.
But why go upsetting yourself? And on your birthday? What's the point? Mike, funerals are a ritual. People get sanctimonious and they get drunk. It's not the only way to pay your respects.
Is that why you insisted on going to your brother's funeral? Sorry, that was uncalled for.
Never mind.
I suppose the real reason I'm going is for Adam. I mean, for heaven's sake, he's 12 years old, he's burying his mother. I should be there to see that he's all right.
Maybe you should. But I'm coming with you. Wait while I get my coat.
At least it solved one problem. Don't have to worry about what I'm going to do on my birthday. However much you talk about things in theory, when it comes to it in practice, you're never really prepared.
I just thought you were going to be with us longer, that's all. We're just getting into a nice, comfy routine.
I know.
Hiya. Hiya. I've just been speaking to my mum, and she says I can go home. Is that great or what?
How's she feeling?
Yeah, all right, thanks. She's recovering really well from the gallbladder wrap. They did that keyhole surgery, so you can recover really quick. Can't wait to see her. You couldn't give us a lift with my stuff, could you?
Well, Mr. Hartnell's coming to collect you after school.
Right, a biscuit pack then.
Come on, I'll give you a hand.
Susan Barlow was taken from us in the midst of life, and as a result of a tragic accident. We mourn her loss, just as we mourn the loss of her mother, Valerie, taken from us too at a young age, many years ago. The question that must be on all our minds today is why? Why did such a tragedy happen? The death of a young person always feels particularly cruel.
Believe it.
Susan was, as you know, highly successful.
How dare he show his face?
In her chosen profession, accountancy.
Ken, just ignore him.
She was also a mother.
I'm going to ask him to leave.
A daughter.
Don't. You'll upset Adam.
And a sister, beloved by friends and family alike. And so we come together today in Christian brotherhood to remember her and to give thanks for her life.
You, Luke, as if you'd have lost a shilling and found sixpence.
Well, rather more than that, I'm afraid, Fred. I just filed divorce proceedings against my wife.
That's in a,
Yes, my wife is in residential care. I just have the one.
I wouldn't have thought you had grounds.
Well, we live apart.
I suppose that makes it easier.
Not really. Rita's absolutely disgusted with me.
Well, I must say, it does seem a rather cold-hearted thing to do.
Fred, I love Rita, and I want to live openly and honestly with her. I mean, Isabel isn't going to suffer. She's not even going to know.
What about you, though, Anthony? All your family's turned against you.
Well, I've lived a lie too long. If they have any feeling for me at all, they'll understand.
O holy and most merciful Saviour, deliver us from the bitter pain of eternal death. Lord, you know the secrets of our hearts. Hear our prayer, O God most mighty. Spare us, most worthy Judge eternal. At our last hour, let us not fall from you, O holy, merciful Saviour. We have entrusted Susan to God's mercy. We now commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. In sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life.
Let go! It's okay, it's okay.
Oh, you let go!
Don't be frightened, Adam.
That we might be
I'm your
conformed to
father.
his glorious body.
Yeah, I'm okay. Don't you worry, son.
Come on, mate, it's okay. Come on. You satisfied now?
At least the boy knows the truth.
Only part of it.
More than you were going to tell him.
Oh, I intend to tell him everything. I'm going to make sure he knows exactly the kind of man you are and what you did to his mother.
Don't you threaten me, Barlow.
Mike, leave.
Threaten you? You're lucky I don't beat you to a pulp.
Oh, you fancy your chances? Come on then, come on.
Stop it, both of you. Remember where you are.
Come on, Mike, we're going.
Yeah, get him out of here before I teach him a lesson he won't forget.
You what?
Mike, he's not worth it.
You're right. It's not even worth the dirt on my shoes. You tell that boy he's got a father loves him and won't be shut out of his life by this loser or anybody else.
We'll see about that.
What about them, then? No? These?
But what sort do you prefer?
Yeah, well, they're not for me, are they?
But older people prefer plain chocolate, don't they?
There's some do, yes.
You can't decide.
Keeping an eye on the competition.
I'm just reading the articles.
The articles?
You know, what to buy, clothes and stuff like that. And to cheer myself up.
Why, what's a bloke your age need cheering up about?
Well, my mum's kicked me out again.
I'm not stripping.
Well, sort of. She reckoned I'd lied to her.
And did you?
Stripping's what I'm good at. And I need the money right now, so what's the harm in me doing the odd gig now and then?
And she don't agree?
I just thought it was time to stand up to her, you know, gain her respect.
Well, good for you.
Well, it didn't work. She reckoned I'd broken my promise to her and kicked me out anyway.
Oh, so where are you kipping?
Dunno.
Look, you can dust down at mine if you want. Just temporary.
Cheers, boss.
Now, that is it. Look, you've now seen our entire collection of high-class confectionery.
Well, we're going to get served today, or what?
There's too many to choose from.
Look, who are they for? Your mum, your dad, your auntie?
Roy and Ailey at the cafe, they've been taking care of me. I want to say a special thank you.
Oh, I see. Look, trust me, love. Give them these, eh? You'll not go wrong.
Thanks.
Well, I've never seen anything like it. Not at a funeral.
That Mike Baldwin has a lot to answer for.
Is it true what he said? Is he really Adam's father?
All I can tell you is that Susan went all the way to Scotland to escape his clutches. So I reckon she had good reason.
Here, Dad. Get that down you. Make you feel better.
How could he just turn up and try to hijack Susan's funeral?
Well, he's never been a bloke to respect anybody else's feelings, has he?
Should have just told him to leave straight away. Oh, how is he? Is he okay?
I've just given him a hot drink. I think it's all just very confusing and upsetting for the poor lad.
10 times worse now. Baldwin's stuck his oar in. What am I going to say to him now?
Adam's not stupid by any means, Ken. I think you should just tell him the truth.
No, that is not what Susan wanted.
The lad's got a right to know who his father is.
Yeah, next you'll be saying his father's got rights too.
No, she won't.
We've just buried my sister today.
Yeah, and you're not the only one who's upset, Peter.
I'm beginning to think I'm the only one that really cares, though.
He's just drunk too much, taking no notice.
We're off, Ken. Ken, I just want to say how sorry I am.
Well, thank you, Rita, and thanks for coming.
I can seem very cruel at times.
You're not wrong there. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hello, love. Do you want another drink?
What is it, Adam?
That man you rode with, the one who grabbed me, he came to our house to see my mum.
Yes, I know.
It's true, isn't it? What he said.
Oh, Adam, it's all very, very complicated. We'll have a proper talk about it later, okay?
Oh, it feels all swollen.
I told you not to go. And getting tanked up on scotch isn't going to help. Here, put these on your nose.
Man's entitled to a drink on his birthday, isn't he?
Oh, Mike, love, I'm on your side. Now, please, put these peas on your nose.
Ow!
You'll be all right.
Yeah, I know I'll be all right, but what about Adam?
Well, that little performance today won't have helped him any.
Well, what was I supposed to do? The boy was upset.
You should never have told him like that.
Oh, I know. It just slipped out.
You've given Ken Barlow all the ammunition he needs now to keep you out of Adam's life.
Well, he's not going to succeed. I don't care how much it costs me.
Mike, this isn't about money. It's about gaining the lad's trust. You frightened the life out of him today.
Yeah, I realise that. He packed a good punch, didn't he, eh?
Oh.
I think I'll go round and apologise.
No.
Well, what am I going to do then? I just called around to see if things were okay after the funeral. You know, what happened to you?
Dev, talk some sense into him, will you? He's not listening to me.
That one?
How do you do that?
It's magic, love.
Let me see again.
Karen.
So
Sure. What do you think about them two?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, them getting together. Well, at least we could get 5 minutes on our own.
No, I think they're just good mates.
Yeah, but we can give them a helping hand, can't we? You know, come on, I'm fed up of Steve playing gooseberry all the time, aren't you? What pint? 2.
Oh, there you go. 1 strawberry milkshake. Don't have to drink it if you don't want.
Everybody seems to think I'm 5 years old. Not a little kid.
No, I know you're not.
Well, then why do you keep treating me like one?
Adam, since the accident, I don't know where to begin, really.
When can I go home?
Well, now that your mother's gone, a lot of things are going to have to change.
I don't want things to change.
Oh, I know you don't, but we don't have a lot of choice. Sometimes in life, terrible things happen, and there's just nothing we can do.
Sorry I ran off and blubbed everywhere.
I think you're entitled to be upset at your mother's funeral.
It's just the thought of her in that box. What if they made a mistake at the hospital? What if she wasn't really dead, she woke up?
I really don't think that will happen.
How would you know? It might.
Adam, the hospital didn't make a mistake. She is dead. I saw her. She looked, very peaceful.
I'm not going to be put in a coffin when I die. Did you know he was going to come?
No, I did not. And he certainly wasn't invited.
Sorry I'm late. The traffic was awful.
Oh, well, she's been champing at the bit for the last hour. Jackie! Jackie!
You know, you've done a grand job, Roy.
Oh, well, we haven't had to offer much in the way of support. She seems a very self-contained young lady.
I think a foster parent can have more of an influence in these situations than you might imagine.
Hiya. Right, we're all set.
I got you these to say thank you.
Oh, Jackie, you shouldn't have.
Well, I've been really worried about my mum, and you didn't hassle me about. You made everything easy.
It was our pleasure, love. You take care of yourself. Bye.
Bye, Jackie.
Bye.
You know, Sally, going to a funeral certainly makes you take stock. I mean, look at me at my age. I'm still confused. I don't know what to say to Anthony.
Well, he can't divorce his wife just because she's ill, poor woman.
And he doesn't see it like that. The marriage is over. He thinks he's being honest. Just makes me feel like a scarlet woman.
Well, you haven't asked him to, have you?
No, but I got involved, didn't I? I mean, I just wanted to carry on as we were. But he thinks I'm forcing him to be dishonest.
Well, Rita, if you ask me, a man who dumps his sick wife has got naught to be high and mighty about.
Bobby's good-looking enough, but if you ask me, I think Steve likes his women a bit more lively.
Yeah, well, I'm not asking him to marry her. Look, trust me, if Steve thinks he's on a promise, he'll go for it.
I just think the whole thing's more trouble than it's worth.
Well, no, it's not. My plan couldn't be more simple.
You're going to explain it to me, then?
Well, yeah, so long as you promise not to let on.
Of course I won't.
Yeah, all right. I went too far. I shouldn't have told him.
Listen to me. You are the father of a child, and you can prove that if need be. Blood test, DNA, whatever, and that puts you in a very strong position in the eyes of the law.
Not if the kid ends up hating him. You've got to look at it from his point of view.
Which is why I've got to stop Barlow poisoning his mind against me.
And in the meantime, what kind of impression are you leaving in the boy's mind?
Well, you can't go up to a kid, grab hold of him and say, I'm your father, and expect him to jump for joy.
I realise that, but it's this precious mother of his, God rest her soul, that's been putting these lies in his head all these years. Now, how am I going to get round that one without the boy getting upset? Come on, Answer me.
You get the best lawyers money can buy, you sit tight and let them do their business.
And you stay away from the Barlows.
Look, I just want the boy to know that he's not on his own. He's got a father that loves him, that can take care of him much better than Barlow ever could. Or that stupid son of his. Now, what is so unreasonable about that?
Nothing, Mike. But you've got to be clever how you go about it. Otherwise, you're going to lose the lad.
I didn't mean to hit him. Just... Mum be really angry. She hates it when I get into fights at school.
Well, in the circumstances, I think she'd understand. His name is Mike Baldwin. He and your mother were married, but he made her very unhappy.
Why did he come to our house?
Well, I can't say for sure, but I do know that your mother didn't want you to meet him.
Why not?
Lots of reasons, but mainly she was trying to protect you.
What is he? Some kind of criminal?
No, but he's the sort of man who likes to get what he wants, and he doesn't care who he hurts in the process. When he found out where your mother lived, he wouldn't leave her alone.
That's why we were going to Ireland, isn't it?
Yes. Look, the thing you have to realize, Adam, is he may be your father, but he hounded your mother to her death. That's the kind of man Mike Baldwin is. Believe me, you don't want to know him.